Our Transect covers from State College through the Nittany Valley, up over the Ridge and Valley system, onto the plateau, and then down into the Susquehanna Valley.
This is the beginning of our Transect. As you can see, we're at the intersection of Atherton and College, which is the heart of State College. And one of its market forms is obviously the gas station on the corner. A lot of noise here. Very sort of condensed sort of space.
State College and Penn State produce the highest noise rating. State College is 78 and Penn State of 73, just because of its large expanse of built environment and the scale of which it covers.
This is a really interesting part right here, where you have the highway, the new Penn State retirement home, a military base, and an underpass, a bike path.
The Nittany Valley has a noise rating of about 20 because even though the overall development of the valley is quite high, the broad scale of the valley tends to diffuse that development. It also exists in large patches, and you can see that in the airport complexes and the large residential.
The Grove Park development. This is a newer development along our Transect, right off of 550, just after you make the turn from Rock Run.
This section starts to demonstrate what happens as the valley collapses and we move into more of an urban area.
Downtown Bellefonte is pretty historical. You can even tell by the textures of these stones the age of this community.
The noise rating of Bellefonte is right around 60, just because it's a little bit more densely compacted and more well organized than a place like State College. And then as it moves to more commercial towards the suburbs, that noise rating reduces to about 30.
As you move through Milesburg and over Bald Eagle, you start to see how settlement dissipates and the noise reduces and lots become larger.
Valley Diner across the street. This is your modern day general store right here.
As you can see, we're leaving the Broad Valley and going to be moving up the hill. The Transect that goes up the hill is actually the lowest rating in noise, despite the fact that the I-80 corridor is right next to it. It seems to be an anomaly of the system that we designed.
As you can see, the winding road goes up the plateau.
Here we're on the top of the Allegheny Plateau, and it almost takes on kind of a natural forest land use. You have transportation corridor, you have extensive patches of woodland.
We're now moving into the plateau section, which is a mosaic of low-density housing and use, with a collection of higher-density areas like the intersection with I-80 right here. That has a higher rating, more like 30. Then we have
Snowshoe.
Yeah, Snowshoe.
Moving towards Moshannon, density decreases even more. Here we are approaching this only adult entertainment center. There it goes. And moving towards coal country.
The effects of another resource extraction that's prevalent in the history of this area, which is mining, strip mining, coal mining. You can see those balded hilltops over there with the conifers.
The plateau is more of an area that's kind of carved out of the wilderness as they extract resources of various different types, as opposed to the Broad Valley, which is more of an agrarian-based kind of area.
Here we are along the Susquehanna River, just coming into Carthage. Got this nice iron bridge here and a rail corridor. It's also running right along the river.
Carthage is the last bit of noise on our Transect journey. As we slowly move deeper into the Allegheny Plateau north of I-80, we find settlement decreases, and with that, the noise that this settlement brings. We also find the devastation that extraction of resources has brought to this area.
Imagine this thing grabbing into the land and extracting huge amounts of coal.
Pottersdale is literally out in the middle of nowhere, a community no longer needed, left to rot. State College is located in the Broad Valley, the largest settlement and also the largest valley in the Ridge and Valley networks. This is the beginning of our Transect, Zone 1.